All right, a couple more topics before we finish up here. Thanks for sticking with us. Two more. We've got what if scenarios and capable to promise. A couple quick topics here. So let's do this. Let's reset our purchase order, get these things scheduling the way we want. And remember, all this data would be automatically coming in on your integration, right? Your changes in purchase orders and on-hand values and all that stuff. Typically, all managed outside of Plan Together, and we just import the data. You can, of course, manage it in Plan Together if you want. So it's optimized. All right, so the request is, the scenario is, we've got two scenarios. One scenario is, you know what, we want to see what happens if we bring another pelletizer online or take pelletizer 1 down for a couple of days. I really don't want to do it in my live system because my shop floor is looking at it. So how can we do this? Well, we can do it by doing a what if. So notice I've got a scenario up here, live scenario 1. I can create a what if scenario pretty easily. A what if scenario is an entire copy of your data set. So, and it's pretty disconnected. You can actually import data into the what if you wanted to. So I have another option now. I can say only bring in new data for this scenario, so I can run kind of data analysis in here. But notice on the GAN it says what if. I can change the name of the what if I want to. And now I can kind of play here. So let's do a couple things. Let's take pelletizer 1 down and see the impact, right? So capacity tools, let's take it down for 2 days. Let's take it offline. I can simply set my settings here and then click on pelletizer 1. And it'll put an offline interval here, okay? So it puts this little gray bar here, which says you can't run anything at that time. Now you immediately see the impact by doing that. All the orders on pelletizer 1 push, right? So we see that, oh, we have 3 orders that are late, this sort of thing. Well, now let's optimize around that offline time. And what do we have? Okay, so by doing that, our result is we're probably going to have these 2 orders that we need to do something about. So, you know, maybe we got to figure something out to do, or we got to call these customers and tell them it's going to be, you know, maybe another day delivery on those. All right, so that's one option. Now, what's really cool, here's a second kind of idea. Usually when you want to add a new resource to a system like this, you have to add it through your ERP and kind of import it in, and it's kind of a big deal. But let's say we want to bring another pelletizer online. So we can just simply duplicate this pelletizer. Now, it names it copy of pelletizer 2, so alphabetically it sticks up here, but you can come in here and rename it. But essentially, I can add a new pelletizer, I can optimize, and basically see the effect of that. I could then, you know, say we're bringing on a pelletizer in a month. I could take this offline for a month and then see the effect of what that's going to have, you know, in a month when it comes online. So different scenarios you can run. What's great is you can do all this in your what if. I can switch back to my live. Loads up all the data for the live scenario. Come back to my GAN. And notice, I only still have 2 pelletizers and it's not offline. So it's all contained in my what if. Now, when I'm in my what if, I'm not going to switch back right now, but I can. You can convert the what if to your live scenario and then delete your live. So some of our customers like to run all their scheduling changes in a what if and then convert it to live, that sort of thing. When you're done in your what if, you can go in there and you can also just delete it. There's an option when you're in the what if. There's an option here to delete. Pretty easy. So I call that, let's call that what if type number 1, kind of creating a what if scenario. The other type of what if in the scenario is called a capable to promise. Basically, what if we get an order in for this amount that's due on this date? What's it going to do to our schedule, right? So this is this functionality here. It's called CTP, capable to promise. What I can do is I can pick an item. So let's pick, expand this a little bit so I can actually see what's going on in here. Let's pick, I don't know, let's pick this blue, ink blue here, dark blue, res B. I'll pick this item. The quantity is, let's see, these are around 100,000. So let's do a 200,000 unit order for this, okay? And we need it, I think we need it on the 20th. Let's say we need it on the 20th, all right? So the question is, can we get it done? Well, you can, we can optimize it into the system and just see if we can. So let's do that. Let's submit this. So let's see. It says it could start it on the 18th. So it could start it right at the beginning of the schedule and finish it. I guess finish it that night. Okay, so it's a long order, so it can do it. But what's the impact of that, right? Is there an impact? So let's find out what the impact is. So this tells us, yeah, we can get it done on time. Let's just see what the impact is. Let's reserve the capacity for this capable to promise order. Basically, we're going to create a job for this and put it on again and see what happens. All right. So let's submit this. I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. So we'll submit this order. Okay. Now, what it did was it pushed it into the schedule. You can see it here outlined in blue. It basically locked it down. So it's a little hard to see, but it's there in blue. Actually, if I turn on a status called commitment and turn maybe off, turn a couple of these off just to show you, you'll notice that everything else is firm in the system. All the firm orders are white for this segment, but that CTP is in an estimate status, so you can see it there. Now, what's great about this is we scheduled this order. It's on time, and it's actually scheduling a little earlier because we release it a little earlier before it's needed. So it could actually schedule out a couple of days. But the most important thing is it's not causing any other orders to be late. So that's great. You know, we've submitted a CTP request. You can keep this job on the schedule if you wanted to, and you can delete it when you get the actual order in. You know, and that's the idea, right? You can reserve the capacity. The option up here says, if I don't get an order in by the 27th, or I could make it sooner by tomorrow, what Plan Together will do is it will actually delete this order automatically. So basically, it's reserving space for a period of time, and if your order doesn't come in, it just gets rid of that order. So really useful feature in the system, and yeah, a lot of our customers really like it. Of course, if you want to delete it, you just delete it. Pretty easy. All right. So that is that's the demo for today. Really, the purpose again was to give you a little history on Plan Together and its APS system, and to really give you just a look and feel demo of the product. We hit, I'll go back a slide, we hit a lot of the major areas that people are concerned about typically. So, how does it look, right? How do you set up a job? What types of alerts and colors and kind of notifications can I get when I'm scheduling? How do I identify on-time delivery issues, right? How does the optimization work? I hope I give you a little, shed a little light on how that works and how you can control the sequencing and reduce your changeover times. How easy is it to schedule? I'll leave that for you guys to decide, but there's a few different ways inside Plan Together. It's very visual, drag and drop capable. From my point of view, it's pretty easy. But of course, you guys be the judge. And we showed that you can constrain by not only capacity, when are your resources available, but also by the raw material inventory and on hand that you have to schedule those jobs. And then, of course, one of the most requested features is the what if functionality and the capable to promise functionality. All right, so that's it. I highly suggest, if you enjoyed this demo, reach out to Plan It Together